Hello and welcome to High Caliber TV, or source for figure and model updates every Wednesday and Friday. So today on the Workbench I'm going to be showing my mini project that I'm doing in between the stages of the Rook, sort of the tedium, and I'm not going to have anything to really film on the Rook project until those bits are done. The segmented armor mainly needs to be cleaned, filled, primed, and then painted every individual separately. So while that's happening, I'm going to be showing this. And now, as you can see, this is a Hobby Fan kit from, well, yeah, Hobby Fan. And what I'm going to be using here is the wall section and the base mainly. I'm going to be keeping the figures for a different project and using the Mantis figures in their place, leaning up against the wall. So this is just going to be a quick 2-figure vignette, but what I'm going to try and do, and the point that I'm going to try and learn from in this mainly, is I'm going to be scrawling graffiti across the back, like the troops had spray painted something, or maybe used hand paint or some sort of marker on the wall while they're waiting for orders or whatever. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, these are the two sections from the Hobby Fan kit that I'm going to be using. There's a little bend in the wall which corresponds to this, and there's a little lip here. That's going to need some filling all along the base of the joint actually. Now, I'm probably going to use a dab of 5-minute epoxy just to make the seal, you know, to marry them until death do they part. And then we're going to start cleaning and priming the base. But while that's also going on, I plan on having the figures cleaned and primed at the same time, just to sort of cut out a step in the process. So these are Mantis figures. Every Mantis figure I've done so far, I've been really impressed with not only the casting and the sharpness of the detail, but just the overall quality of the figures. These guys don't have any personal kit on them, so I'm probably going to find some, especially for the guy with the interceptor. The other guy who's just in his coveralls, I'm just going to leave him as is. I don't want to scratch build any pistol belts or anything like that. So yeah, we're going to clean these up and move on. Hello, so we're back, and as I said, I cleaned all the resin parts with an old toothbrush, especially in the areas like this where mold release could stick potentially, and there's some like smooth areas around here that should get scuffed up a little bit. So what I did was I added a line of 5-minute epoxy to both sides in correspondingly alternating points, just so that I'm not trying to glue 5-minute epoxy to 5-minute epoxy. And then I put a little line of Army Painter Crazy Glue in there. But tell me if this has ever happened to you guys. The glue failed to adhere. It like lost all its potency, and I had moved on to fixing the figures together and all that sort of stuff. And then the glue would like dry to itself and not adhere the parts to themselves, if that makes sense. So I had to can all of those tubes of glue that failed. It was like a Crazy Glue gel tube failed as well at the same time. So I had to break out some of my spares from the spares box. Luckily I keep a couple of extra new tubes on hand, sealed. So this is the base together now. It's basically together and done. The one guy is going to be standing here, leaning against the wall, and his mate is going to be standing below him, so that they correspond and fit together appropriately. So what I'm going to have to do is just do a little bit of conversion, break this rubble down here, and add some extra rubble around the street area here from just like stone and some 35th scale bricks. And then we'll be good to go. So the figures themselves, here's the guy on the left. He still hasn't got any stowage or web gear, sorry, attached to his interceptor, so I'll be doing that. His foot is pinned. I switched to using a slightly thicker gauge of brass rod to pin feet with, and the corresponding size on the little holder here, because it just sticks a little bit better and it doesn't bend. So he's all together now, glued with Crazy Glue gel. The cleanup was nothing really, just taking away a few casting blocks and then fixing everything together. There are a few air bubbles that I'm gonna have to fill with green stuff, but that'll take about 5 seconds. His mate here with the coveralls looking about the same. Really good corresponding points where the hand is, and I was sure to scuff up the joints because they're just butt jointed before I glued them with a little bit of hard sandpaper. So yeah, everything's going together pretty well. As you can see, I've got my different little holders here, just anything that you can grab onto and then fix your subject to. Yeah, I'm really excited. It feels really good to start building again on something a little bit more fresh. And yeah, someone sent me an email, I think a week ago or so, and they were telling me that the best thing to do for sort of modeler's block is just to start modeling again, and you'll realize that this is something that you really enjoy rather than thinking of it as a chore. And that really helped, and that really worked, so thank you. And yeah, check us out at highcaliberminiatures.com for plenty of resin figures, bases from Black Dog, things like that. We are going to be going to Vancouver, the IPMS show in October, in 2 Saturdays from now. So I'm really looking forward to that. Alan won't be in attendance, unfortunately, this year. He's away, so it's just going to be me working the tables, so that'll be an interesting challenge, but I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. And thanks to everyone who showed up at our table at the IPMS Calgary, or AMMS, sorry, not IPMS, AMMS, and Calgary this past weekend. That was a lot of fun. We had a great time. So yeah, check us out at highcaliberminiatures.com. Links in the description as always. And I will see you next time. Bye.